right, hello, wine drinking people. Today is Saturday, September 4th, finishing out another great week of drinking here at the Wine Watch. Actually, no events this last week, but we're going to make up for it next week, where we've got seemingly 2 sold-out events and lots of room for the German and Austrian tasting, folks, on Wednesday night at Cafe Max. Check that out and everything else we've got going on the rest of the month of September on our calendar of events. All right, well, what did I have to drink yesterday? Well, yesterday was kind of a slow day in the store. You know, Friday's usually a little slow, and just one supplier, Jackie-san, from St. Superi Winery. And Jackie and I go way back. She used to call on me when I was at Cafe Max. When I was a wine buyer there, she was my rep from Republic National. She's now working for St. Superi Winery. And here's a winery that produces some very good values. Unfortunately, I couldn't get real excited about anything she brought me yesterday. The Sauvignon Blanc, the Chardonnay, and the Moscato all have plastic corks. You guys know how I feel about plastic corks, man. I mean, the Sauvignon Blanc, light, crisp, easy to drink. The Chardonnay, no oak, not a lot of flavor either. The Moscato, hate to say, was the best of the 3, and that's a sweet wine. So, and some nice fresh acidity on there, some nice floral notes, similar to what you get in the Piedmont, but not quite as exciting, folks. You can get stuff in the Piedmont that's better than this for about the same price. Sorry, Jackie. All right, next up we had the Merlot, which that was, I think, kind of the hit of the day here for them. Well, the Cabernet. This is Napa Valley, folks. If you're not making a good Cabernet in Napa Valley, I mean, it should be your best wine, all right? I mean, that's Eden if you're a Cabernet grape. So the Cabernet from St. Superi, very nice. They also make a wine called Dollarhide, which we did not have. But we did have their top wine, Ilu. What the hell kind of name is that for a wine? Ilu? This is the chosen one? These are the chosen grapes? Well, the wine's pretty good, $37.50. Like I said, it's the regular cab was almost just as good. So, sorry, Jackie. Some decent wines, but I just couldn't get too excited about anything yesterday in the lineup. All right, well, thank God. Ray and the Consigliere walked in along with Kevin and a few other folks, and they brought some good wine. Kistler Chardonnay, 1998, Scopeton Brunello di Montalcino, Canelica da Sopra, 1998. Fantastic wines, guys. Thank you very much for happy hour yesterday. I really appreciate it. Some great stuff. Got me through this horrible day. And then last night, off with Nikolai, my buddy that loves the Fountain Blue, Colette, and then Scott and Paulita and Tony. So a nice table of 6 down there at Gotham Steak. Very nice wines. David Mocha, a good friend, runs a wine program down there. He was there to greet us at the door when we walked in. Now that is service, David. There's a man that knows how to treat his good customers. Not me, but Nick goes there all the time. But I have known David for a while. He's a real sharp guy, and he's got a great wine program down there, and the food was pretty good. I'm not a big steakhouse fan, but they had this double-cut steak thing that they put on the plate that we have, of course, had to order one that was like 60 ounces. Still feel that one, buddy. All right, well, what do we have to drink with dinner? That's what we're here to talk about, right? Well, we started out with a couple bottles of champagne and a limousine. The Pomeray and the the Bruno Paillard. This is the subject of our email. I'll let you look at the reviews on it up there. And then we moved on to a little Burgundy. My good friend Alex Gamble. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. David suggested a white, kind of a Riesling, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc blend from Australia called Plonk or something. And it was actually pretty good. Ponk. I don't know what it was called, but it was pretty decent. It was the cheapest bottle of wine on the list. Dave, you don't have to recommend the cheapest bottle to us if we ask you for a recommendation, but thanks. We appreciate that. The Chambolle Musigny was up next. This is, like I said, a good friend of mine, Alex Gamble. Chambolle Musigny is one of my favorite village wines, and one of the things that I love about Chambolle Musigny is the elegance, the finesse of this wine. It's understated, lighter in color, but has this lovely cherry fruit to it, strawberry, and then it has this a little kiss of vanilla spice, and then just like a floral kind of note to it, lilies. Very nice, smooth, and velvety texture to this wine. As you can see, it's in a large format, and that means you can age this longer, and actually it also means it'll be a good bottle for 6 people, because you're going to get, you know, 6 nice glasses of wine out of a bottle this size. All right, next up we had the Azalea Barolo Bricco Fiasco, and was that the Bricco Fiasco? Yes, Bricco Fiasco. Okay, 2003. 2003, the Piedmont is kind of marked by this extreme heat. some producers, you have some pretty harsh tannins in their wines. And so the verdict is still out as whether these tannins are going to subside before the fruit does. This wine still had a lot of lovely red, black cherry fruit to it, and still had that tannin to it. So with a steak, it was beautiful, but a big wine had that telltale classic kind of tar, black spice, rose petal, floral notes to it. And again, the tannin's still a little bit big in this, and it's a Magnum. It's going to last a little longer than your average Joe. All right, and where do you go from there? Where do you go from Barolo? Amarone, and one of my favorite wines, one of Nick's favorite wines, Quintarelli, and the 1998 Giuseppe Quintarelli Amarone. This wine is a blockbuster. I love Amarone. I just love the richness in this wine, the exotic spice, the cocoa, the allspice, the kind of Play-Doh, kind of clay-like minerality I get to these wines from Verona. And one of the things that I look for in a wine is that telltale terroir. And Play-Doh, it's the first thing that came to my mind when I started smelling Amarones. And I don't mean to say it smells exactly like Play-Doh, but you get this kind of clay, like almost Play-Doh, like minerality out of a lot of wines, or I do out of a lot of Amarones. Quintarelli being the godfather, he was importing wines 100 years ago to the United States. His Amarone, legendary. And I've been to the winery. I cashed in all my dollars that I had to buy one bottle of Reserve Amarone for $500. I had no money left. I had to borrow money from somebody in Italy. Actually, I found someone that owed me money. Somebody was actually there that owed the wine much money, so I was able to get home. I needed some cab fare. All right, and I can't think, did we have anything else to drink after that? It was quite a long night last night. I actually went to live until like 4 in the morning. If I look a little tired, that is why, folks. All right, well, that's what I had to drink yesterday. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasone, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.